What is happening, folks? This is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you to the end of our week with the good, the bad, the awesome, where we unbox, give my first reaction to all things pop culture. For when you see it, I see it, we see it at the same time, and have fun together. So if you like that kind of stuff, hit that like and subscribe. Get notified when we have new videos that post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sprinkled in with a few others. And if you've done that so far, thank you so very much. Also, huge shout out to all of my members. Don't forget, if you want to win that 40th anniversary Hot Wheels Prime, enter that halfway to 5K giveaway. But today we're gonna go somewhere else. We are gonna go to a world of small Transformers. And this, I have to give a huge shout out to Tim Reagan and the crew at TF Underground. Transformers Underground is a wonderful website where you can have the chance to win some amazing bots for short, kind of like a raffle, waffle, whatever you want to call it, of bots that are either masterpiece size, legend size, chug line, whatever it may be, maybe rare bots. They've been giving away, like there was an Overmind that they gave away, which was really cool. Someone gave away a Blitzway Voltron, and today I'm going to share one that I won for only $6.67. That's all I spent to win this thing, and I had a 1 in 10 chance, and I actually won. And we're going to take a look at the Dr. Wu Intelligence Officer and Sound Master, aka Soundwave and Blaster. But not just that one, but Tim was gracious enough to let me go ahead and use this as a review copy to see what the Shattered Glass one looks like too amongst these. So we're going to take a look at them and see what I think, and see if these are Wu worthy and worthy of your buy for full price or whatever it may be. But again, visit TF Underground. Let's get to my lab and see what these are all woo-bout. I just seem to get tinier and tinier with my Transformers, and so we are looking at today Dr. Wu's Extreme Warfare Sound Master and Intelligence Officer, and this is, I believe, the Battle Damaged edition on that. And once again, huge shout out to TF Underground and Tim and Carl and Steven and the whole crew there. I mean, if you want to win some really cool stuff, check out their website. I'll put a link down below for TF Underground right there, but they are freaking amazing. So I got this again for like $6.67, one chance out of 10. I was able to win that. So, but here is the box. This is not my first Dr. Wu. My first Dr. Wu I have is Prime Commander, which we'll compare him to here as well. But here is the box for it. Nice and small and tiny. So just to give you a size comparison like I did before with the Hues, here is a 3.75 inch Ahsoka Tano. And you can kind of see just how big this little box is compared to her there. But there it is, side, the back. You can kind of see the battle damage there, and then the side. But the cool thing is we're not reviewing just one Dr. Wu set. And thank you again, Tim, but we're going to review this one too as well. Tim let me borrow this to share it with y'all so we can kind of show you all of this, the Shattered Glass version and the regular version here. So we're going to get these guys out of the box through the magic of beautiful video editing. And here is everything you get out of both of these boxes here of Dr. Wu Soundmaster, aka Blaster, and Dr. Wu's Intelligence Officer, aka Soundwave. So let's start with some of the accessories. Now the accessories are going to be mirrored. They're going to be the same between these two. So we'll just show you one set here. So you get two sets of instructions. One of them is blasters and the other one is Soundwaves. Oops, not Soundwave and not Blaster. And the second thing you get are these cards here. So they look really good. Let me grab the right ones here. So this, they feel great. They're made out of a kind of a plastic, but they have the stats, and I can't read any of those stats, but they have them nonetheless on that, just like the other ones too as well. Here are the shattered glass version of those stats with the Dr. Wu logo. Just very, very, very nice looking there. Then you get these bags, which are the tapes, but they don't turn into tapes. They are just the animals that you get that you can put together. So you can kind of see there's Rumble and Frenzy and Laserbeak and Ravage. So, and then there's the I forgot what these guys are named. Oh gosh, I never remember Blaster's names of their animal things. But yeah, you get two versions, the black and the blue, and then of course the red and the white here too as well. So that's what you get with these guys. So very, very cool for all of that. And then of course the bots themselves. So let's first take a look at the size of these guys. And so when you take a look at the size, you're looking at about 2 inches tall, a little over 2, about 2.25 right there, but 2 inches to 2.25 inches tall on this. So very, very small. These things are good for, I would say, like if you had like a legend scale Metroplex or even a Titan class Metroplex, this would be a good little bots to kind of have with that. Or even like the Studio Cell or the HasLab Unicron would be kind of cool to have these little guys here. Now, you don't get any of the weapons, unfortunately, with these guys. You just get the bots. And so let's take a look at this Soundwave first. And so love the paint application here with the broken window, the blue and the silver. All the paint looks really, really good. I hope I can get into that face really good without it like blurring, but that face sculpt looks great. This is like black magic that Dr. Wu has done to make bots this small and this posable and transformable too as well. And there's the back of it. So there it is. The front, I don't ever necessarily need to rotisserie this, but there's the front, the side, the back, and the side. Does the door open for the tape? Nope, it does not. So that is this Soundwave. Then we'll bring in his shattered glass counterpart. And he is all in blue and white with his Karate Kid Mr. Miyagi bandana there. Again, face looks great. The paint looks great. There's no overspray. So they did a quality job on these guys, putting them together. Let's take a look at Blaster here really quick. There is Blaster with that red and that yellow. Really love that look. There is his eyes, his yellow eyes. The one thing with Blaster, his yellow eyes kind of get lost, right? Just a little bit. But there is that. Let's see if I can get that face zoomed. No. Yes, there we go. But there he is. Love again this little effect here. The gray, the boombox look here. There's the back of it. So from an articulation standpoint, they all have about the same. So the head is like on a ball. Then the arms, you can come straight out. You can twist all the way around. You also get a 90-degree bend there at the elbow. And then you get a twist right there. The waist, you have a twist, no ab crunch, but you do get some. Let's see if I can pop that. There's a joint there. This could pop off real easy if you kind of go too far, but you get that movement there. You get the kicked up. You can do 90 degrees right there, and then do you get some ankle tilt? Yeah, you get an ankle tilt there. With this guy too as well. So, and then kind of a twist, but not much. You got this right here does twist a little bit, so that's good. So you get some really, really good movement there with Blaster. Let's take a look at Soundwave here, and again, face, arms do move up, down, side, legs. You get a bit more Jean-Claude out of this one, just because you don't have his skirts in the way there. But twisty twist. Do you get the twist here? You don't get the twist down here with that, but you do get the ankle tilt and you do get the 90-degree bend there, as well as the waist swivel. So that is a little bit of the articulation there of these guys. But let me do this. Let me go ahead and open up the packages and get those little guys together. I'll be right back. All right, got these little guys together. There they are. And there's the little Rhino right there. I did just did the black ones because The blue ones are the same, they're just in a different color. Very easy to put together, especially if you got small hands. If you got hot dog fingers like me, kind of a little bit tough. There's the little guy right there that goes with Blaster. I can't remember their names. If you all know the names of Blaster's little dudes, please let me know. I know one of them's like Steeljaw or something like that, which is maybe this guy right here. So nice little details. If you want to paint them, you could probably paint them, make them look really, really, really cool. And you can make this one either Rumble or Frenzy, whichever one you decide you want to do. Blue or red, whichever way you want to go with that. And I'm not going to argue with which one's Rumble and which one's Frenzy. There is Ravage right there. And then Laserbeak or Buzzsaw, whichever one you decide to paint this one too as well. So very, very cool little guys here. I think it's really neat. Let's see if I can make like Laserbeak stand on Soundwave's arm. I'm kind of move his face like that. Let's give him a platform. I'm sure if I had more steadier hands, I can make this happen. Not good. No bueno. I'm not that good at it, but I'm sure you could. I mean, if you're a balancing act kind of guy, you can probably make that happen. I am not. Now my Soundwave's doing the splits. Anyway, let me bring in some other bots and we'll give these guys a little bit of comparison and then we'll transform them. Okay, for comparison, here is Dr. Wu Prime right there. Prime Commander, so you can kind of see how big the Dr. Wu's compared to each other. Let me go ahead and bring in a Core Class Prime so you can kind of see. Here's where we start getting into some differences. Let's bring in, this is Magic Square's Light of Peace. So let me pop up this because we're about to get bigger. But that's Light of Peace, so you can kind of see how much bigger Light of Peace is compared to these folks. Let's bring in G1 Retro Soundwave right there. And so let me move the camera over to the side a little bit, get him into the frame. So there's G1 Soundwave, and then this is Voyager Class Blaster right here. So you can kind of see Studio Series Voyager Class Blaster. And there they are for size. So Dr. Wu is teeny tiny. And so you're not going to scale them with anything else except for other Dr. Wu figures, pretty much on that. So let's do this. Let's get them ready for transformation. Let me move you all out of the way. Got this messy desk here. I got all my crap just all over the place. So I'm trying to find a spot to put everybody. This is from all my previous reviews I've done in the past 2 weeks. I just haven't had time to clean everything up here. So there we go, Blaster. I'll put you right there. Soundwave, we're going to stick you where the sun don't shine. And then the Core Class, you're going to go over here. Woo, you'll go over there. So let's get these tiny guys transformed into their alt modes. And here are the tiny boom boxes. We've got Blaster on this side. We've got Soundwave on this side. Now, one of the things you can do with Soundwave, his little shoulder cannon, if you want to keep it on there, you can. You don't have to, but you can if you want to, so that way you don't lose it. But that is him in his boombox mode. But each one of these are just so small. So, for example, about less than 2 inches. This one's about 2 inches. And then less than an inch high on those. So let's take a closer look at Soundwave first. And again, just love that little damage look. Real simple to transform, not too difficult. There's some tabbing you do and things like that, but does the job almost like the original Soundwave on how you kind of transform them and put them together. So this does not open for Dr. Wu. Unfortunately, he does not open, but that's okay. The colors look great. It looks like a cassette deck, and I'd be curious to see what Toy Hacks does to make this thing even look even more pimpin'. And then let's take it. So let me just front, side, back, side, top, bottom. And then let's bring in Blaster. And so Blaster, the colors, the red, the yellow, and the grays look really, really great. And that pops there too as well, that little damage. Now you can have his head up or down. It's your prerogative, however you want to do it. I just kept his head up there, but the instructions just say fold the head down, but you can move it up or down. But that's that. You can kind of see his arms there. It would be kind of cool if those kind of folded in, or you could take them off, so that way it just doesn't take away from that look there of Blaster. But again, just overall pretty similar to the transformations we're used to with a Blaster, but looks really, really good. I have nothing wrong with these modes. The thing I wish it did come with was this weapon. So let's take a look at the Shattered Glass one, and this one looks so cool. That white and that blue and the karate, I mean, it just screams awesomeness here. I really dig this color scheme on this, and so only difference is the colors. Everything else works just really great. I thought it was ingenious on how these legs kind of fold down here. That's kind of cool. You want to make sure everything's lined up really good. Now let's bring in the Blaster. Now here's the problem with this one. This is my first problem I've ever had with a third-party figure, really. It won't, you can get them almost transformed except for this side right here. And the main reason why is because the way these, when I pull this other Blaster, this leg tabs into this leg right here will tab into this arm right here. And so let me show you here. I'm just going to show you and twist these arms up. But notice here, that's higher and that's a little lower. So it took me about an hour and then watching tutorials, frustrating, bending my thumbs, cursing at the winds and stuff like that, going, why will this not transform? To finally realize they gave him two right shoulders here. Two right shoulders. This arm, the hand is right, but they gave him two right shoulders. So we need another left shoulder because that needs to come down a little bit so that these legs can tab right into that piece right there. So the good news is a lot of wherever this was ordered, their after sales are really typically good, like especially Shozi Store and TF Safari, where they'll correct that mistake either by sending you another shoulder here that would just basically, you just replace this shoulder, or possibly even sending you the bot itself. But that's the only thing with this. I could not transform Shattered Glass Blaster, but that's okay. He'll probably stay in bot mode, and nothing against the person who let me borrow this to review. I'm still probably going to want to buy these off you, Tim, because I'm just a sucker for Dr. Wu. Yeah, just that's that one qualm right there with the shoulder on this guy. So we can't get this Blaster in his alt mode. He's going to stay in robot mode on that. So let's do this. Let me bring in a couple things to compare these two guys to, and then we'll go over my final thoughts. So here are the couple things I just wanted to compare these guys to. These are the G1 40th anniversary reissues of Soundwave and Blaster. And you can see how much smaller Dr. Wu is compared to these guys. He can almost be a boombox for like a legacy, figure or something like that. So let me see. Let me bring in good old Gears here. And he can kind of just hang out like so. Boom. Let's get that in there just right. There we go. So Gears is kind of pimping with Blaster right there. That's kind of awesome that we could do that right there. That's cool. And so, yeah, you can even maybe take Blaster and have Blaster listening to Blaster if you wanted to. But that's kind of how they look compared to that. So let's do this. Let's get back together. Let's talk to you my final thoughts on Dr. Wu's Blaster and Soundwave, both the Shattered Glass and the Extreme Warfare Damaged editions. So back for my final thoughts on Dr. Wu's Intelligence Officer and Soundmaster, aka Soundwave and Blaster. So let's bring in the main events. We bring in Soundwave first. There he is, little tiny dude, and there is Blaster, both the little tiny dudes. And man, Dr. Wu has captured my heart. I mean, my first one was Prime Commander. These are my second Dr. Wu's, but they will not be my last Dr. Wu's. They are freaking amazing, from their ultimately from their articulation, from the engineering, and just overall just coolness. These things are cool. These are really good bots if you're doing some city building with like a legend scale or a Titan class Metroplex or something like that. These will work out pretty good for that, or your Unicron and things like that. So my only complaint on these is that you don't get weapons, and I wish you did get weapons, because I know with Prime you get weapons. But the other bonus though is you get these things, these little guys who are Laser Beak and Frenzy or Rumble, whichever one. You can paint these however you want to. You get them in different colors, which is so cool that you get that. But give me some little tiny weapons for them, because they show me weapons on the box, the little illustration. I would love some weapons on these guys, but I digress. That's not much. But as I told you, we didn't just review these, we also reviewed the shattered glass ones, and these look great too. I mean, look like they're shattered glass counterparts, and from the Chug line or any of that. I love the Daniel LaRusso kick sweep the leg Karate Kid looking bandana on this guy, and then this Blaster just looks very cool too as well. Now, my biggest complaint about this is this guy right here. In his shoulders are not, he's got two left shoulders, and therefore you cannot really get him into alt mode. So he would be just kind of staying in bot mode. But the good news is a lot of these overseas companies have amazing after sales support, where they'll take care of you and they'll send you the right part. But that's what's really cool about these guys, and that's what's cool about Dr. Wu. And so what would I say about Dr. Wu? He's got what I need, and you say he's just a friend, but on a scale of good, bad, awesome, these things are tiny friggin' awesome. And I really love them. Faults and all, whatever it may be, love them. So thank you again, Tim. Thank you again, TF Transformers Underground. Look at them up. Join their page, have some fun. They also have a Transformers Underground chat, which is a great place to talk all things nerdery. But thank you for that, and I am going to enjoy these little robots, especially since they only cost this one and this one only cost me $6.67. I'm gonna enjoy that really good. I wonder why not 666. Because it's the devil. But anyway, tune in next time when we talk about something else good, bad, or awesome, and maybe consider becoming a member. But in the meantime, y'all remember to stay young, have fun, and be awesome. And hold me closer, tiny Blaster.